The death toll from the landslide that struck Kerala's Wayanad district on Tuesday has risen to at least 5, with several others still feared trapped beneath the debris as rescuers raced against time amid continuing heavy rain. The landslide occurred near Meenakshi Bridge at Kalladi, close to the Anakkompoyil-Meppadi tunnel road project linking Malappuram and Wayanad districts. Construction workers were at the site when the slope gave way. Rescue operations were launched immediately, with local residents joining emergency teams to pull people from the debris. Indian media reports said around 10 people were feared trapped, while 6 injured people were admitted to hospital. Personnel from the Fire and Rescue Services and teams from the National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, were deployed to the site. Kerala Revenue Minister A.P. Anil Kumar said rescue operations had begun and that an initial team of 30 NDRF personnel had reached the area. Authorities said the region received 265 millimeters of rain over the previous 24 hours, with the incessant downpour believed to have triggered the landslide. Several vehicles used to transport tunnel project workers were also damaged. Kerala Chief Minister V.D. Sathisen convened an emergency meeting with Agriculture Minister T. Siddique following the incident and directed officials to carry out rescue and relief operations on a war footing. The Chief Minister also instructed Revenue Minister A.P. Anil Kumar and Siddique to travel to Wayanad to oversee the rescue efforts. According to NDTV, the Chief Minister said 1 person had been killed, 7 people injured, and 7 others remained missing after the landslide. He also alleged that the tunnel project's contractor had failed to comply with a June 20th order issued by the district collector and the District Disaster Management Authority, directing the removal of soil from the construction site. The channel also reported that Minister Siddique described the landslide as man-made, alleging that authorities had previously warned Konkan Railways about the risk of a landslide at the site. Speaking to reporters, Siddique said 6 injured people were in stable condition and claimed Konkan Railways had failed to act despite repeated warnings. He drew parallels with the 2024 Mundakai landslide in Wayanad, which killed 298 people. The minister said 2 NDRF teams, comprising about 60 personnel from Wayanad and Kozhikode, had been deployed, adding that the district collector was present at the site and that he and Revenue Minister Anil Kumar were traveling to supervise the rescue operation. The India Meteorological Department, IMD, issued a red alert for Wayanad on Tuesday after heavy rainfall lashed Mananthavadi and Vithiri, and the landslide struck the Kalladi tunnel project site around 11 a.m. A red alert was also issued for neighbouring Kozhikode district, while Malappuram, Kinnaur, and Kasaragod were placed under an orange alert. Official rainfall data showed Mananthavadi received 64 millimeters of rain, while Vithiri recorded 123 millimeters during the day. The IMD defines a red alert as extremely heavy rainfall exceeding 204 millimeters in 24 hours. Wayanad has witnessed several deadly landslides over the decades, the worst occurring on July 30th, 2024, when massive landslides struck the district, killing 298 people. Among earlier disasters were the 1984 Mundakai debris flow, which claimed 14 lives, the 1992 Kapikalam landslide that killed 11 people, and the 2007 Valamthode landslide, which left 4 people dead. Located in the Western Ghats, Wayanad is regarded as Kerala's most landslide-prone district. Nearly 17,000 square kilometers of land across Kerala, mostly along the Western Ghats, has been identified as vulnerable to landslides. The hill ranges along the Wayanad-Malappuram-Kozhikode belt are considered particularly susceptible, with the Wayanad-Kozhikode border identified by the Center for Earth Science Studies, CS, as one of the state's highest-risk landslide zones. Heavy rainfall across Jammu and Kashmir triggered flash floods and landslides in several districts, damaging roads, vehicles, and property, while authorities urged people to remain alert as adverse weather conditions continued across the region. A flash flood triggered by heavy overnight rainfall struck Thathri subdivision in Doda district, causing extensive damage to houses, vehicles, and other property. The sudden rise in water levels in local streams sent floodwaters rushing through the entire Thathri market, leaving a trail of destruction. Large stones, mud, and debris were carried along with the floodwaters into residential areas, reaching people's homes and causing further damage. Several vehicles were also damaged after roads and marketplaces were inundated. Residents said the flood hit unexpectedly, leaving people struggling to deal with the situation. Authorities have begun assessing the damage, while restoration and relief operations are underway. Local residents alleged that debris generated during Link Road construction work is routinely dumped into the Thathri stream. According to them, the accumulation of debris obstructs the natural flow of water and contributes to frequent flooding in the area. They said such flooding repeatedly damages homes, property, and livelihoods, and urged authorities to take immediate steps to prevent similar incidents in the future. Incessant rainfall also triggered flash floods that damaged the Doda-Kishtwar highway on Monday, disrupting vehicular movement in the region. Officials said huge quantities of mud, boulders, and debris were deposited on the highway following the flooding. A portion of the road was damaged, forcing authorities to suspend traffic on the route. In neighbouring Kishtwar district, heavy rainfall triggered a major landslide and mudslide near the tunnel area of the under-construction 540-megawatt Kwar Hydroelectric power project. The landslide added to the disruption caused by the continuing spell of bad weather in the hilly districts of Doda and Kishtwar. The administration had earlier issued a weather advisory warning of heavy rainfall, thunderstorms, flash floods, and landslides in vulnerable areas of Jammu and Kashmir. Authorities urged people, especially those living near rivers, streams, and nalas, to remain vigilant and avoid unsafe locations during the ongoing spell of rain. According to the Meteorological Department, Samba recorded the highest rainfall in the Jammu region during the 24-hour period ending at 8:30 a.m. on Monday, receiving 90 millimeters of rain. It was followed by Kathua, 66.2 millimeters, Katra, 44.4 millimeters, Doda, 42 millimeters, Jammu, 41, 8 millimeters, Udhampur, 40.6 millimeters, Badarwa, 33.6 millimeters, Kishtwar, 24 millimeters, Rayasi, 10.5 millimeters, Batode, 4.7 millimeters, Ramban, 4.5 millimeters, and Banihal, 0.4 millimeters. Officials said heavy rain in the upper reaches triggered flash floods, bringing boulders, mud, and debris into Thathri town. Several residential and commercial structures suffered partial damage as mudslides and boulders swept through the area. A number of vehicles parked along the road were buried under the debris, while locals claimed that some vehicles were swept away by the flash flood into the Chenab River. The exact number of vehicles affected and the overall extent of the damage was yet to be officially assessed. The Doda-Kishtwar highway was also blocked at Thathri following the flash floods, disrupting vehicular movement in the region. The district administration, along with police and other agencies, launched clearance operations to restore road connectivity and assess the damage. The incident comes a day after heavy flash floods triggered by incessant rainfall damaged the Doda-Kishtwar highway near the under-construction 540-megawatt Kwar Hydroelectric power project. Deputy Commissioner Doda, Krishan Lal, said the administration responded promptly to rain-related incidents across the district and restored affected roads. Following the rainfall this morning, there was a minor hill slope slide in the Prem Nagar area of Thathri Tehsil. Mud and debris accumulated on the road, but it was cleared in the morning itself and traffic was restored, he said. He said heavy rain also brought stones and mud onto roads in Kerala Tehsil and on the Bagna Link Road, but these stretches were also cleared. The deputy commissioner appealed to people not to panic or spread rumors, asserting that the incidents were caused by heavy rainfall and not by cloudbursts. It is incorrect to describe such incidents as cloudbursts. These are episodes of heavy rainfall, which often cause mud and small stones to come down from hill slopes in hilly districts. The administration remains fully alert and responds immediately wherever such situations arise, he said. He urged people to verify any information through the district control room or the district administration before believing or sharing it. Heavy monsoon rains triggered flash floods and landslides at multiple locations in Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh on Friday, disrupting road connectivity. Torrents of water and debris blocked the Hindustan-Tibet Road, NH5, near Choling, and washed away sections of the Ribba-Kande link road. While several vehicles were damaged, no casualties were reported, officials said. A JCB machine was immediately deployed at Choling for restoration work, and the NH5 was later reopened for vehicular traffic. According to State Emergency Operations Center, SEOC, 49 roads were closed across state, 30 in Kulu, 10 in Chamba, 3 in Sirmaur, 2 each in Mandi, Una and Lauahl and Spiti. Meanwhile, 24 pilgrims stranded near a temple in Chamba have been rescued. In Gujarat, monsoon has left a trail of destruction, exposing gaps in urban infrastructure and flood preparedness. In Tapi district's Valod village, 2 laborers died after entering a drain to remove tree branches lodged during heavy water discharge to prevent an embankment breach. During last 24 hours, rain lashed 172 talukas, with Mangrol and Junagadh recording the Gujarat's highest rainfall of 13 inches. Among the worst-hit regions was Kalladi in Mehsana, where 9 inches of rain fell within 2 hours before dawn, flooding more than 25 residential societies. Valsad emerged as another disaster hotspot after receiving over 6 inches of rain. Surat district recorded 228 millimeters of rain. District Collector Tejas Parmar said, "Although no reservoir or dam has reached the danger level and there is no flood-like situation, the administration is on high alert." 7 people died in rain-related incidents across Mumbai on Sunday, taking the city's monsoon death toll to 10 in less than a week. While 6 people were killed after a ground-plus-three-storey chawl collapsed in Mankerd on Sunday night, a 63-year-old man died earlier in the day after a tree branch fell on him in Kurla. An 18-year-old boy died after a tree branch fell on him in Aarey Saturday night. According to officials, a portion of a ground-plus-three-storey chawl collapsed in Mankerd around 8:30 p.m. at Chawl number 5 in Janta Nagar, behind Hanuman Mandir, trapping several residents under the debris. 1 person was declared dead at the spot, while 5 others, 4 women and a man, were brought dead to Shatabdi Hospital. 5 minors were among the 6 people who lost their lives after a house collapsed in Mumbai's Mankerd area, officials said. The deceased have been identified as Aliyah, 7, Muskan, 14, Nihal, 6, Nabia, 2, Soni, 32, and Munaf, 7. Of the 6 victims, 5 were minors. 1 person, identified as Rehan Ali, 24, sustained injuries in the incident. He is currently undergoing treatment at Rajawati Hospital, where his condition is reported to be stable. Teams from the Mumbai Fire Brigade, Mumbai Police, the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, and ambulance services rushed to the spot and launched a rescue operation. Officials said the death toll could rise as search operations continued late into the night. The cause of the collapse is yet to be ascertained. Earlier in the day, a 63-year-old man who was going to attend the inauguration of his son's shop died after a tree branch collapsed on him in Kurla's Naupada area. On Saturday, an 18-year-old Hassan Syed from Mumbai's Sakinaka area lost his life after a tree branch fell on him in Aarey while he was traveling on his motorcycle. Prior to this, a 11-year-old boy died after a tree collapsed on a school bus in Chembur on June 30th, while a 55-year-old fell in an open manhole in Sakinaka on July 2nd. Akin to the Chembur school bus incident, the road where the tree branch fell on the 63-year-old man, identified as Yunush Kundawala, 2, had been recently concretized. In the aftermath of the Chembur incident, there have been discussions on the impact that road concretization was having on the health of Mumbai trees. As per officials, Kundawala was a resident of Bharat Nagar colony in Bandra, East. On Sunday morning, he arrived on bike at a shop leased by his sons that was to be inaugurated. As he was getting off, a large branch of a Saptaparni, Alstonia scolaris, commonly known as the blackboard tree, snapped and fell onto the shop, fatally injuring him. Kundawala's sons Burhan, 26, and Mustafa, 24, were standing a few feet away from the spot. CCTV footage from the area shows the road was busy with motorists and pedestrians, with several people narrowly escaping the incident. Kundawala was taken to hospital immediately by locals, where doctors declared him dead. I was standing at a nearby pan shop when we heard a loud thud. We rushed to the spot and saw that a huge tree branch had collapsed. I was in shock because I had passed through the same spot barely 2 minutes earlier, said Irfan Babu, a local resident who witnessed the incident. Civic officials said the preliminary inquiry indicates that the branch broke due to strong gusts of wind prevailing on Sunday morning. The canopy and trunk of the tree are intact. Only a branch broke off and fell directly on the victim's head, resulting in his death on the spot. We have been carrying out pruning of trees routinely as part of the monsoon preparedness drive. Sandhya Nandedkar, Deputy Municipal Commissioner, told the Indian Express. The accident occurred on an internal road adjoining Lal Bahadur Shastri, LBS, Marg in Kurla. Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. Corporator Harish Bandirge told the Indian Express that the road on which the tree stands was concretized in March this year. Records accessed by the Indian Express also show that Bandirge had written 2 letters to the local Assistant Municipal Commissioner, AMC, seeking urgent pruning of trees in the Naupada area. The AMC Danaji Herlikar, to whom the letter was sent incidentally, is on suspension for the rain-related death of a student Chembur, that also falls in the same BMC ward as the Sunday accident. The first letter was sent on May 6th, while a follow-up letter was issued on July 2nd, 2 days after 11-year-old Vihan Srivastava was killed in the Chembur tree collapse. In his letter, Bandirge urged the civic administration to immediately prune trees in Naupada and 15 other locations in his ward, including Milind Nagar and Gavdevi, to prevent fatal accidents. The July 2nd letter states that an earlier representation had elicited no action and warns that the civic administration, concerned officials and contractors would be responsible if any further accidents occurred due to hazardous trees. I have demanded that a thorough inquiry be conducted into the incident and that officers found guilty be suspended immediately, Bandirge told the Indian Express. Mumbai BJP President and Andheri MLA Amit Satam has demanded that the Assistant Commissioner of the BMC's L Ward, which covers the Kurla area, should be booked for culpable homicide, holding the officer responsible for the fatal accident in Kurla West's Naupada area, which he claimed was caused by the failure to carry out timely and proper tree pruning. Sunday's incident also drew criticism from opposition leaders targeting the ruling Mahayuti alliance in the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, BMC. While Mumbai Mayor Ritu Taude announced an ex gratia payment of 5 lakh rupees for Kundawala's family, Congress leader Ashraf Azmi questioned the amount, calling it inconsistent.
सबसे मेन प्रॉब्लम है आदमी बस